So the question is, if the cell membrane is the only outermost protective layer, is it? Is it, guys?
It is.
Or is there
It is
something else? Yes, Fatima?
It is not.
It is not. Then which is the other layer?
The cell wall.
Yes,
The-
but it's only present in plant cells, right? Okay. Now, if you think about the cell wall, it is compared to as I mentioned, the cell membrane is very stretchy. The cell wall is very, very sturdy, something like this, okay? It cannot bend or it cannot move, whereas the cell membrane is more of like a balloon-like structure. So the cell wall basically gives a lot of strength and very less flexibility, whereas the cell membrane gives less strength and more flexibility. Cool? Yeah. Now, then the question is, why do plant cells need cell wall and why do animal cells not need a cell wall? Or what would have happened if we had a cell wall? Anyone wants to answer that?
Ma'am, if animals also had cell walls, it would be harder to like kill them, and like
Yes.
for other predators to kill them.
Ah, that's such a cute answer, right? It is, and it's true actually. Animals can move away from predators and run because we do not have a cell wall in our cells. If we had cell wall, our cells would have been very sturdy and all very strong, cannot move, immovable like plants. So we would have been stuck to one place like plants if our cells had cell walls. And this is the cell wall is the reason that vegetables are also hard. And this is something that's I think very relatable for Indians here, but it is the fact that when we buy vegetables from the market, have you ever seen that we try to understand if the vegetable is tender or not? Here, a lot of people go to the market and try it out. I see Mahira smiling, so I'm very sure she has done it. So the tenderness of the vegetable depends on the tenderness of basically the composition of the cell wall. So the cell wall has cellulose and pectin, okay? So if there is more cellulose and less pectin, the vegetable tends to be really hard. But if there is more pectin and less cellulose, those are the kind of tender vegetables that we would want to buy. Learned a cool fact? Great. Okay. So I have given the answer to this question right now. So can we put the answers in the chat box, please? Yes, are we getting the answers? I already shown the answer. I think I'm so sorry, guys. I by mistakenly I showed the answer. I'm so sorry. Okay, you will have more answers too. Okay, now the next question is about the cytoplasm. What fills the insides of the cell, right? And let me show you how it looks like. Sarat, can you please help me here with the camera? And can you please focus here, Sarat? Yeah. So the cytoplasm is somewhat like this. Can you see? It's jelly-like. And within the cytoplasm, you can think of these colored balls as the cell organelles. Now, why are these so small? Because compared to the cell, the organelles are very, 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 very tiny. Even though the cell is very tiny, it is microscopic, cannot be seen with the naked eye. The cell is something that you can see with a compound microscope. But the organelles are something you cannot see without an electron microscope. That is a much higher magnification. Okay? So the cytoplasm is something like this, jelly-like. Can you see this? This is the consistency of the cytoplasm. Okay? And within the cytoplasm, we have the nucleus and the different cell organelles. Okay? Great.
Miss Vitesta, can we maybe bring it forward a little bit so that I think everyone can see it? If the screen
Yes,
is
yes. Can you bring in the camera a bit? Yeah. Here, can you see it now? Is this better?
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
the consistency of the cytoplasm. Okay, great. Can we have a tissue, please? So that I can wipe my hand. Thank you so much, Sarat. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now, these are the different functions of the cytoplasm. It gives shape to the cells, it holds and protects the cell organelles, and it stores the molecules required for the different cell functions. Both animal and plant cells have the cytoplasm. Okay, now tell me something. You just looked at the cytoplasm. What would happen if you didn't drink water at all? Would anything happen to your cytoplasm? Anyone wants to answer that?
Ma'am,
Yes.
our cytoplasms would get destroyed by themselves. Because our cells needs water to
Yes.
function.
Yes. Exactly. Absolutely correct. If there is no water, if we do not drink enough water, all our cells will get dehydrated because the cytoplasm is 70% water. And that is why our bodies are 70% water. Right? Great. Now, these are the different cell organelles. Okay? Now, we are going to move this side and bring this here so that we can show the different cell organelles. Can we please move this around? Yes. And can we place it here? Can you yeah, we can get this started. Okay, so this is our cell. This is the DIY cell actually. Okay, and we have the different cell organelles here. Now, if we talk about this is the endoplasmic reticulum. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. Can you bring the camera a little closer? Yes.
Miss Vitesta, if you don't mind, could we stop the share screen so we can see the model much better?
Yes, sure, Mahira. Just give me a second here. I'm so sorry.
Guys, this is the ultimate, I think, such an amazing, beautiful 3D model. You can envision the cell completely using this. So here we go.
Yes. So the ones that you see are with the ribosomes, the thermopyle balls, these are the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and they help in protein synthesis. Now, why are they rough? Because they're studded with ribosomes. The ones here are smooth because they do not have ribosomes, and they help in lipid synthesis. This is the nucleus. This, the one that you see here, the red one, this is the mitochondria. It is also called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because it helps in the generation of ATP. Now, this is the mitochondria, which is like not cut open. And here we have a cut open mitochondria, where you can see the insides of the mitochondria. Yes, Shai, tell me.
And are there two powerhouses in our cell?
We have the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, so depending on the kind of cell, for example, muscle cells have a lot of mitochondria because they need a lot of power to help us run and walk, right? So which is why based on the kind of cell, there will be a little more endoplasmic reticulum and a little less maybe mitochondria, a little more mitochondria, less Golgi body. The number of cell organelles a particular cell has depends on its function again. Okay, is that clear?
Okay, clear, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. And then we have the ribosomes. This is the nucleus with the nucleolus inside. So this is the open nucleus actually. Then here you have the Golgi apparatus. So whatever protein is getting synthesized from the endoplasmic reticulum is packaged and transported by the Golgi using vesicles, which you can see here, the yellow colored ones which pinch up from the Golgi. And then you have the green colored ones, which are your small animal cell vacuoles. Now in plant cells, if we have seen plant cells, in plant cells, the vacuoles are very big and they cover most of the cell. Okay, and apart from this, because it's an animal cell, we do not have a chloroplast here, but with all of these organelles, plant cells will also have plastids, which are of 3 types. There are, I think I'll start sharing my screen once again. So we are with that. So I have already mentioned the functions of each of these. So I'm not going to, I'm so sorry, screen sharing has been stopped. Yeah. So I'm not going to repeat and bore you with the same slides. But let's solve a question here, okay? And then let's move on. Just a second. Yes. Can we answer the question? Do we have the answers? Okay, fantastic. And all of you have answered smooth endoplasmic reticulum A? Yes, fantastic. Now, I've also spoken about the Golgi apparatus, which helps us in packaging and modifying the lipids and the proteins produced by the endoplasmic reticulum. Then we have the lysosome. The lysosomes are actually formed by pinching off from the Golgi. So these are initially small vesicles, and when you go to the higher classes, you will further understand that lysosomes are 4 kinds, but primarily they contain enzymes which digest foreign material as well as old cells, okay? So they are also sometimes called as the suicide bags of our cell. Then we have the mitochondria, the powerhouse of our cell that produces energy. Now, one very interesting fact about the mitochondria is that it's a modified prokaryotic cell. Do you know why and how? We are going to come back to this at the end of the session. I would want to learn from you why and how we found out that the mitochondria is a modified prokaryotic cell. Okay, great. Now we have another question. Can we answer this? Find out the correct sentence. Are we having the answers in the chat box? Okay, let me help you a bit. So, the rough endoplasmic reticulum produces protein, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum produces lipids, and then these are packaged and modified by the Golgi, then put into vesicles, and these vesicles then later turn into lysosomes. Now can we have answer to the question? Okay, great. We have some answers. Did we have A as answer? Good, great. Lysosome arises from? Are we having answers? It is B. Yes, it is from the Golgi apparatus. Very good, very good. Congratulations to everyone who answered B. Now, as I spoke about the vacuole, there are small vacuoles in the animal cells I just showed you, but plant cells have larger vacuoles that store a lot of the plant's excretory materials. Then in plants, we have chloroplastids, there are chloroplasts which helps in photosynthesis and synthesis of food. Then there are 2 more different kinds of plastid. One is a chromoplast and the other one is a leucoplast, okay? So leucoplast, chromoplast, and chloroplast. Leucoplast helps in the production of starch and the storage of starch. Your chloroplast basically helps in photosynthesis, and chromoplast produces and stores colored pigments, which is responsible for the colors of petals and in flowers that you see. Okay, great. With that, we are kind of towards the end of the session. I do not want to bore you with the repetitive slides because I've already spoken about those. So let's move on to the nucleus. Okay, let's move on to the nucleus, which is the brain of the cell or the control center of the cell. And here I have a model of the universe, of the nucleus for you. I'm so sorry. Of the nucleus for you. This is a cut open model. So you can think of the nucleus looks somewhat like a ball, okay, which is placed at the center of the cell, as you can see here, somewhat like this. And when you cut open the nucleus, this is what you see. There are ribosomes. There is this jelly-like matrix within the nucleus as well. Okay, there is this jelly-like matrix within the nucleus as well, which we call as the nucleoplasm. Within the nucleoplasm, what is suspended are the chromatin threads. And this big ball that you see here is the nucleolus, the red thing that you can see here as well. So that is the nucleus, the control center of our cell. It controls and coordinates all activities of the cell and helps in cell division, and which is why it stores all the genetic information. So the reason we look like our parents is hidden within the nucleus. The DNA is hidden within the nucleus. Okay, great. So I think it's time for one last question. Okay. And then I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Mahira and she can take it from there. Okay, we need to write down the answers for these questions here. And after you answer this question, Ms. Mahira is going to talk a bit, and then I am going to talk about a bit about the different careers that you can have in cell biology if you're interested. Okay, are we having the answers?
Ma'am, excuse me, I have a question.
Yes, tell me.
Is it supposed to be which or is it supposed to be where?
Which kind of plastid is more common in the roots of the plant?
Oh,
so
okay,
you
I
have
get it.
to mention the name of the plastid that's here, right?
Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah, got it. Thank you.
So I think we are going to stop this, like the video sharing from this one. And yeah, have we gotten the answer? Did we get any answers? We have roots of the plant, leucoplast, leaves of the plant, chloroplast, great, fantastic. Sharanya has answered, Elizabeth, leucoplast, chloroplast, fantastic. Okay, B is chloroplast. Yes, so the correct answer A is roots of the plant is leucoplast, leaves of the plant is chloroplast, and fruits and flowers is chromoplast. And with that, this session, this masterclass, kind of the content of the masterclass kind of comes to an end.